chances are it's a modern marvel. Check out oil tankers on the History Channel.
So, you'd be able to send any package anywhere overnight. Which the professor you want in?
Son, if you could wait a year for a birthday, I think you can wait a week for a package.
You never know what a golden opportunity will come your way, like the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Get your favorite Lexus vehicle at an incredible price.
And besides, people love the post office. Yeah.
See your Lexus dealer.
Gotta paint the kitchen. Gotta paint the hall.
Got the blues about painting? Get Scotch Brand Blue Painter's Tape. It comes off clean and leaves professional paint lines.
It's the only tape I use.
Scotch Blue Painter's Tapes from 3M.
There is a better way to rent DVDs. Go to Netflix.com and make a list of your favorite movies, and you'll receive the first 3 at home in about 1 business day. You can keep 3 at a time as long as you want with no late fees, and it only costs $22 a month. Return each movie when you're done in these prepaid envelopes, and they'll send you another movie on your list. It's that easy. Good choice.
With Netflix, you can rent as many DVDs as you want for $22 a month. No late fees.
Friday. There's 2 men in the water now. One's unaccounted for.
Tragedy strikes at sea when time ticks down for the king crab run. America's deadliest season. Alaskan crab fishing. Friday at 8. Only on the Discovery Channel.
Shark in the water!
Don't go near the water! Get your children out! Help! There's a large shark, and he's heading up the creek.
Nobody should have been in that water.
12 Days of Terror. Tomorrow at 8, only on Animal Planet.
In 2005, not in 2006, not till 2007. This week at More, furniture for less. Make no down payment and pay no interest till 2007. Have the furniture you've always dreamed of and make no down payment and pay no interest till 2007. And no waiting with express 2-day delivery. Today, tonight, and tomorrow, only at More, where America buys furniture for less.
If your family doesn't have health insurance, you're paying too much on medical bills. Well, that stops right now. Welcome to Prudent Choice. Prudent Choice is a network of premier doctors and hospitals offering huge discounts of up to 50, 55, 60% on health care services. And because Prudent Choice is not health insurance, there are no deductibles, no waiting period, and you can't be turned down for any pre-existing condition.
Get huge health care discounts today with Prudent Choice for only $29.99 per month.
Competition is fierce.
They're gonna see us coming.
And the rides are hot.
This thing's gonna be a beast.
In less than 30 days, 2 builders must go head-to-head in the ultimate showdown.
If you don't piss a couple people off, then you didn't do it right.
Oh yeah! Creativity and skill hit the road for a challenge where there's no telling who's gonna come out on top.
Your history. Sounds awful confident, doesn't he?
Performance and perfection rule when builder versus builder on Biker Build Off the Series. Tonight at 10, only on the Discovery Channel.
McKinney and Farb find Cocos ideal because of its diverse marine life. Rebreathers make it possible to film sharks behaving naturally without disturbing their activities. White-tip reef sharks, relentlessly probing the reef in search of prey, take no notice of the silent divers. Eagle rays, normally leery of divers' air bubbles, are easily approached with rebreathers. These graceful animals soar on elegant wings, gliding as light as any wind that blows. Marbled rays are curious companions on every dive at Cocos. The Mobula ray, a close relative of the giant Pacific manta ray, mingles with the vast diversity of marine life here. They are curious about the divers, but approach them with caution. This ray glides effortlessly past the noiseless diver like an alien spaceship propelling through liquid space. The ballet-like grace of friendly bottlenose dolphins swimming with ease, oblivious to current and surge, instill us with a feeling of envy. Green sea turtles, once hunted for their meat, are now protected at Cocos. For reasons known only to the fish, jacks are drawn together in a writhing synchronous mass of life, a ball of bait fishes that moves through the water as one giant being. A column of fish exceeding 100 feet in height, composed of tens of thousands of jacks, foreshadows formation of the gigantic bait ball. In this rare sequence, we are witness to a natural feeding frenzy. The presence of a bait ball initiates this extraordinary feeding behavior. Massed together, the jacks seek safety in large numbers. Silky shark, dolphin, and tuna charge unremittingly into the large ball of fish. Like swirling leaves in a cyclone, the undulating ball is helpless. Driven to stay together by a force as old as time, survival, the jack's synchronized movements, twisting and darting in unison, seem only to energize its attackers. Seabirds stand by to pick up pieces of fish from the frenetic action. Voracious yellowfin tuna strike at targets on the edge of the ball and devour them without breaking stride. At great personal risk, McKenney and Farb enter the bait ball to film a pray's-eye view of the action. The green jacks are an energized, swirling mass of bodies, creating a dark and disorienting environment in an attempt to confuse their attackers. Resembles a large swarm of bees being attacked by huge birds. A pod of bottlenose dolphins move in quickly to the ball, adding to the medley of predators gorging themselves upon the hapless jacks. The presence of dolphins momentarily disrupts the ball, sending the bait fishes into panicked flight. Distorted momentarily as the assailants rip into its dynamic core. Almost immediately, the ball returns to its spherical formation. ranks decimated by the relentless frenzy of feeding, survivors mistakenly seek the protection of the diver's boat. Oblivious to the large, dark object, attacking silky sharks streak to the surface like guided missiles, crashing into the boat with reckless abandon. For John McKenney and Rod Favre, it has been a rare experience to witness this astonishing display of savagery in the wild.
I'm Ben Rock. I wasted no opportunity. I did my dream. I've always wanted to go snowboarding in the Japanese Alps. I quit my job, moved to Japan, taught English, just so I could go snowboarding 3 times a week. I did my dream.
Have a dream you pursued? Go to Discovery.com and tell us about it. And watch for No Opportunity Wasted, Sundays at 8, coming this October on the Discovery Channel. Sponsored by Circuit City. Check us out at CircuitCity.com.
Circuit City's the place to build the Sony home theater system you've always wanted. From high-def TVs to amazing surround sound systems, you'll find great low prices on the latest Sony gear. And right now, you'll pay no interest until March of 2006 and get a $200 to $400 rebate. Plus, 4 free DVDs and a Sony backpack by mail when you buy any eligible Sony Vega home theater system. Right now at Circuit City.
I used to spend my lunch waiting in what I called the lunch line. But now I ship at the UPS store. I'm in and out so fast, I can try something new at lunch. It's called eating.
Find the location near you at theupsstore.com.
Did you know high cholesterol contributes to millions of deaths annually? But a study in the Archives of Internal Medicine shows that daily supplementation with theaflavins and catechins from green and oolong teas reduce cholesterol 16%. Those phytonutrients are believed to bind cholesterol and enable it to pass through the body. Clinical research is supporting what Asian cultures have appreciated for centuries, the benefits of tea. This health moment brought to you by the Nutrilite Health Institute.
Only a Moen faucet puts pause control right at your fingertips. It'll help you with those important tasks. Or not. Moen. Buy it for looks, buy it for life.
Only Lowe's has the full line of Olympic stains and paints with a color palette inspired by nature. The same Olympic, famous for bringing out the natural beauty of wood for over 65 years. Emerald Forest, Whispering Violet. Only Lowe's brings the colors of nature home. And Lowe's promises low prices every day, guaranteed. Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Now save $5 on every gallon of Olympic interior and exterior paint.
In 1974, it happened off the coast of Tahiti.
2 divers did not return from a dive trip
In 1998, it happened in California.
No bodies have been found as yet.
And now,
Daniel, where's the boat?
it's going to happen
Is that a shark?
to you.
We're stuck in the middle of the ocean.
Open Water. Rated R. Now playing select cities. Opens everywhere August 20th.
Men driven to be the best. Striving for victory. Defying the depths of defeat. Confident and supersized. These are our men. And these are their games. American Chopper Week. Sunday at 9. Only on the Discovery Channel. Entertain your brain.
The search for the rare and elusive golden hammerhead takes our research crew to Trinidad, where Dr. Castro found the shark 10 years earlier. The team travels to Manzanilla Bay on Trinidad's east coast, where the golden shark is found. Once connected to Venezuela eons ago, the island's plants and animals are more South American than Caribbean in nature. Water surrounding Trinidad is not clear like that found around other Caribbean islands. ocean looks clean and inviting, the surf that washes ashore quickly dispels any notion of tropical paradise. The bay's murky tan color, as well as all of Trinidad's coastal water, is a result of the drainage of Venezuela's vast Orinoco River delta. Fishermen from a single village on Manzanilla Bay do most of the fishing here. Their homes are nothing more than bare shanties, erected among the coconut palms on a narrow spit of land, separating calm water from the turbulent, windswept ocean. 10 years ago, Castro came to this village and discovered the golden hammerhead. By allowing him to buy sharks from their normal catches, the local fishermen helped Dr. Castro obtain tissue samples. The hammerhead's rich color renders its skin golden from the tip of its head all the way to its tail. A poor fishing village with little in the way of modern equipment, fishermen here must often struggle to bring in their meager catch. Gill nets have been used for fishing here only since the early 1980s, when the Fisheries Ministry approved their use in Trinidad waters. Early in the morning, a pair of fishermen guide their small boat out through rough surf, heading for the fishing grounds to set their long nets. Once at the site, the net is ready for the day's fishing. Soon they begin the long, arduous process of setting out the half-mile-long gill net. Working as a team, the netman has a difficult job of deploying the net properly, as the boat captain maintains the correct heading across the current. The fishermen must wait nearly 12 hours before retrieving the net in order to maximize the catch of fish for the effort expended. Early the next morning, the fishermen return to haul in the net and its catch. The fishermen are lucky today. They have made a good catch, though there are only 2 golden hammerheads among the fish that were caught. Bringing in the net is hard manual labor. There are no electric winches to speed the work. After a long morning on the water hauling in their net, the fishermen have already sorted their catch before arriving at the village. The golden hammerheads have been separated from the rest, and they will be sold to Castro for his studies. Dr. Castro is surprised that there are so few golden sharks caught during the night, but he gratefully accepts the rare, colorful specimens from the fishermen. The precious sharks are weighed and recorded to compare the catches of golden hammerheads made during previous trips.
Here you can see the colors of the golden hammerhead. This is a juvenile, this is almost an adult, but it still has the colors, the bright yellow colors. You can see along the ventral side and the fins and the underside of the head are quite yellow. I asked myself, why is this shark yellow? My first guess was that it was pigment. A pigment is a compound that gives color to a plant or animal. For example, flamingos get their pink color from eating shrimp. Now, so in this golden hammerhead, after examining a large number of them, I realized that the small golden hammerheads were eating shrimp. And I wonder, are they getting a pigment from the shrimp? The shrimp, in turn, are getting it from a plant. You know, it's most likely a keratin, which is a type of pigment. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to open up this golden hammerhead to look at the stomach contents to see what it's eating. Then we'll take the stomach contents to the lab, and we will analyze it to see how this pigment is being passed on through the food chain.
Dr. Castro's earlier examination of golden hammerheads revealed that the shark also ate catfish. He knew Manzanilla Bay fishermen regularly caught golden-colored catfish in the bay. Unlike the hammerhead, the golden color rubs off easily.
So here we have the stomach, and we're going to open it to see what it's been feeding on. You can see it's been feeding on a catfish, one of those catfish with the golden color. This is really gross stuff for this film, but... And here's some shrimp. So as we can see, these golden hammerheads feed on shrimp and on catfish, both of which have that golden pigment.
Using clean surgical instruments, skin from these sharks is carefully removed by excising small pieces and storing them for further studies in the laboratory. The tissue prepared by Castro will be taken to Clemson University and examined under the microscope by Jennifer Weifels, a PhD graduate student.
What I've got here is skin samples we collected in Trinidad from the golden hammerhead. They're frozen, and we're going to cut very thin sections so we can actually see the pigment under the microscope in the skin.
After the frozen thin sections are cut, they are placed on a microscope slide. Tissue is allowed to gently thaw, binding the tissue section onto the slide. The thin skin sections must be stained with specific dyes to make observation under the microscope easier. Then, the stained tissue sections are examined under high power with a microscope. As Weifels looks at the section, she observes the golden yellow pigment is present throughout the tissue. Biochemist immunologist Dr. Bud Bodine will use his 20 years of laboratory experience to identify the shark's yellow color.
We'll be extracting the pigment from shark fin. I've weighed out 3.7 grams of the shark fin. Notice how orange-yellow it is. Put that into a blender. And solvent, which is 50 mils of chloroform methanol, containing an antioxidant. The pigment oxidizes, that is, it's destroyed by the oxygen in the air. Blender. Blending the sample is then filtered. Now I'm going to evaporate the extract using a rotary evaporator. This is warmed water here in this. I'm going to apply a vacuum. The solvent will evaporate.
Solvent starts to evaporate as it comes up through the coils, where it is cooled by the ice water and condenses into the flask, leaving the concentrated pigment behind.
The residue here is concentrated now, as you can see. I'll then take this up in a minimum volume of solvent for further work with TLC and higher resolution techniques.
What advantage does the golden hammerhead gain from being yellow? Castro hypothesizes it is camouflage. This would provide young sharks protection from predators during their most vulnerable time. To see if Castro's camouflage theory holds true, the research team enlists the fishermen's help to capture a live shark for the first time ever and film its release. The small fishing boats are loaded with special equipment, including a holding tank for the sharks after they're captured. The villagers gather and watch as the small boats are converted into floating laboratories. The research team heads out expectantly for the first ever attempt at catching a live golden hammerhead and filming it being released. No one has ever tried this before. The fishermen know that hammerheads will not last long when caught on a gill net. The challenge will be to get to the shark shortly after it is caught. Leaving the safety of the village, the scientists know that the trip through these calm waters belie the difficulties in store for them at sea. The plan will be to deploy a gill net in an area known to be frequented by the golden hammerhead. To capture the shark alive, it will be necessary to check the net every few hours. The long gill net is lowered into the sea. The crew work tirelessly setting the net, making certain it hangs properly in the water, much like a curtain.
Welcome to Trips Tips. Tip 20, distance. You know how important that is. Everyone's talking about it, especially when it comes to moving. That's when to call Pods. They let you pack and move coast to coast at your own pace and schedule. A pod is delivered right to your home and picked up and moved whenever you're ready. You can even store it at a Pod's dry and secure warehouse. Pods makes one of life's biggest hassles a lot less stressful and a lot more convenient.
Pods. For moving or storage, call 1-888-776-PODS.
Now, a plane, you'll remember, is a flat surface that goes on forever, unlike your attention spans right now.
Need new glasses? Now at Pearl Vision, get 50% off hundreds of fashion frames. Choose from the latest styles, including rimless and semi-rimless, and enjoy no payments for up to 12 months. Get 50% off frames at Pearl Vision. Hurry, sale ends soon. Nobody cares for eyes more than Pearl.
You fit my style, I fit your style. It sounds crazy, but it's making me smile. It's something new. I got the blues, but the making me happy. Oh yeah, it's something new. I got the blues, but the making me happy. I'm gonna step to these blues. Gonna make me snappy.
Own the blues. Fits your style, allowance, everybody.
There's a better way to rent movies. As many as you want for just $22 a month and no late fees. Go to Netflix.com. Make a list of the movies you want to see, and in about one business day, you'll get 3 DVDs. Keep them as long as you want, without late fees. Then when you're done, look, prepaid envelopes. Return one, and they'll send you another movie from your list. It's easy.
Netflix. All the movies you want, $22 a month, and no late fees.
Last year, Animal Planet sent 12 animal experts into the jungle for the wildest competition on television. But this year, Animal Planet's changed the rules. We're sending 12 ordinary viewers just like you back to the jungle for King of the Jungle 2. They might not be experts, but their love of animals may help them win the ultimate prize, their very own show. See one average viewer's dream become a reality. Watch King of the Jungle, Tuesdays at 8, only on Animal Planet.
Very funny satellite TV. You promote one price, and then you throw in a bunch of extra fees and charges. There's the local channels, the extra equipment, and then you go and charge for additional TVs, too. Except I'm not laughing. I'm sticking with Cox. They include local channels and free cable on additional TVs. I even get free high-def programming on top of it, all with no equipment to buy. Don't get stuck with satellite.
I'm easy to please.
In fact, I only want two things, the latest and the greatest. So I go with the digital leader, Cox. With Cox, I get the best high-def programming, the fastest high-speed internet, and I save on local and long-distance calls. All from one company on one simple bill. Okay, so maybe that's more than two things.
Get the Cox combo that's right for you and save money every month. Call 1-800-818-1964.
Alaskan crab fishing season, the richest season and the deadliest.
Retiring after this.
Set sail with the boats and their crew to witness life on board crab fishing's two biggest runs, battling Arctic weather, howling waves, and deadly steel. Meet the men who risk it all for that crabbing pot of gold. America's deadliest season, Alaskan crab fishing, Friday at 8, only on the Discovery Channel.
After leaving it set for 4 hours, the fishermen return and begin the long process of retrieving the net and catch. The hard work pays off as the first live golden hammerhead is brought aboard and placed in the holding tank for observation before being released. Today, the shark gets a second lease on life, as it will be returned to the ocean instead of landing on a fisherman's cutting block. Meanwhile, back in the laboratory, Dr. Bodine continues analyzing the golden hammerhead skin extract using thin layer chromatography. Carefully adding golden extract to a chromatography plate, Dr. Bodine must wait at least an hour to find out the results.
I'm going to remove the second spot from this plate. We'll then try to recover these off this plate. What I'll attempt to do is to pull this up into the tube. Trying to get all those that are right at the top, near the solvent front.
Chloroform is added to dissolve the pigment away from the chromatography particles. After mixing, the purified pigment goes into solution. To identify the pigment, Dr. Bodine will use high-performance liquid chromatography, or HPLC. While back at sea, the shark is found to be in good health after a brief rest in the holding tank. Working quickly with the shark, McKinney's film crew releases it. In a remarkable achievement, you are seeing the golden hammerhead underwater for the first time ever. Even as close as 2 meters away, the golden color of the shark's skin blends perfectly with the surrounding water. Observation of the shark in its natural setting supports Castro's skin color theory of camouflage. Has natural selection produced a low-visibility shark that predators would find difficult to see? This would give the young hammerheads an edge on their journey to adulthood. Camouflage would also help conceal the young sharks as they hunt for food. Camouflage is used by marine species for a variety of purposes. Primary among these are avoiding predators and obtaining food. Pacific Northwest octopus resembles the rock it is sitting on. This flounder, like a chameleon, is able to quickly change its coloration to fade into the background and become invisible. Like weed whiting blends readily into the seagrass. The decorator crab gathers hydroids to cover itself to become invisible in its surroundings. Castro's theory is that the yellow color may serve as camouflage for the young sharks. Isolating the pigment responsible for the color would identify the molecular basis of camouflage in the golden hammerhead. Traveling with fresh hammerhead tissue samples, Castro leaves Trinidad to join Dr. Bodine at Clemson University, where Bodine is determining the identity of the golden pigment. A small amount of yellow compound has already been isolated from previous skin samples provided by the Manzanilla Bay fishermen. With this additional tissue, there should be adequate material to produce sufficient quantities of the golden molecule to identify it. Sophisticated analyzers available at Clemson will be used to further characterize the purified material. Purified shark skin extract is readied for analysis by HPLC, a state-of-the-art high-resolution analytical instrument. The sample is injected into the port of the HPLC, where the extract mixture will separate into its individual molecular components. It is at this step that Dr. Bodine expects to finally isolate the pigment responsible for the golden hammerhead's yellow color.
We had this absorbance detector is set for carotenoids at 420 nanometers, which is set for carotenoid proteins. And that signal is going to be sent back different peaks, which will show up.
The results of the analysis shows that a major component of the pigment in shark skin is carotene. To verify this finding, the chemistry department of Clemson University agreed to help the team by analyzing the pigment extract using space-age technology, nuclear magnetic resonance, or NMR. Molecules in a magnetic field behave in a characteristic manner that may be used to identify them. Using NMR, the research team hopes to conclusively identify the yellow pigment.
The Mahler mass spectrum of a fin sample, and what you can see on the screen is the molecular peak at about 650, and then its half peak at about 335.
So it's a carotene-like...
Yeah, it's similar in molecular weight to the keratins, yeah.
Well, this is the first confirmation that we have of the field observations that it is a carotene pigment that accounts for the color on the shark. This is the first time we've had actual data to prove the field observations.
Circuit City's the place to build the Sony home theater system you've always wanted. From high-def TVs to amazing surround sound systems, you'll find great low prices on the latest Sony gear. And right now, you'll pay no interest until March of 2006 and get a $200 to $400 rebate. Plus, 4 free DVDs and a Sony backpack by mail when you buy any eligible Sony Vega home theater system. Right now at Circuit City. Do you push the snooze alarm in the morning? Do you drink more than one caffeine drink during the day? Do you feel like you need a nap in the daytime? Maybe the reason you feel so tired in the morning is because you're tossing and turning on an old-fashioned spring mattress at night. You deserve a good night's sleep, and that's just what you'll get with the Tempur-Pedic Swedish Sleep System, the only mattress using the gravity-defying Tempur material originally developed by NASA and certified by the Space Foundation.
It's like you're sleeping on a cloud.
Before I had trouble sleeping through the night, and now I don't have any problems at all.
Instead of uncomfortable metal springs, the Tempur-Pedic mattress uses billions of viscoelastic memory cells. This soft yet supportive material adjusts to every curve of your body, providing a weightless light sleep surface you have to feel to believe.
It really is magic.
It's like a gel that takes your body shape.
Oh, it's really comfortable. I could fall asleep right now.
And wake me up in about 10 minutes.
And because Tempur-Pedic doesn't transfer motion, you'll never disturb your partner. Look how the glass doesn't tip over as Kelly moves about. Amazing, and not even a drop is spilled. Don't try that with a metal spring mattress.
I can get in and out of bed without waking him up or without disturbing him at all.
So call now and we'll rush you this free information kit that includes a video explaining all about the features of the Tempur-Pedic Swedish Sleep System and a free sample of the amazing Tempur material. It will also tell you about the 20-year limited warranty and how you can try a Tempur-Pedic bed in your own bedroom free for an unheard of 4 full months. So call Tempur-Pedic now and see why Consumer Digest gave Tempur-Pedic its coveted Best Buy rating.
So call 1-800-826-0505 now for the good night's sleep you deserve. That's 1-800-826-0505.
Men driven to be the best. Striving for victory. Defying the depths of defeat. Confident and supersized. These are our men. And these are their games. American Chopper Week, Sunday at 9, only on the Discovery Channel. Entertain your brain.
So the laboratory data confirms our original field observations that the color of the golden hammerhead is due to a carotene pigment.
In Dr. Castro's hypothesis, the golden hammerhead's yellow skin comes from eating shrimp and perhaps catfish that contain the golden pigment acquired from plants they feed on. As the shark eats more and more shrimp, the concentration of pigment increases in the skin, and the richer its golden color becomes.
But as the pigment concentration increases, the colors of the shark become more and more vivid, making it probably one of the most splendid sharks in the world. After the golden hammerhead reaches maturity, the diet changes. It changes from a shrimp diet to a fish diet. And once it starts eating fish, the color starts to fade.
Adults no longer exhibit bright golden color. Though diminished, yellow pigment is still present. This photograph is evidence that the golden hammerheads acquire the yellow pigment from their mother before they are born. Pregnant golden hammerheads carry offspring inside their body until they are fully developed, providing nourishment to the young embryo from a placenta. The pigment responsible for the yellow color of this embryo's skin was passed from the mother through the umbilical cord. Marine animals acquire many things from plants, mostly of nutritional value. The golden hammerhead indirectly acquires a specific chemical, carotene, from plants. Carotene becomes embedded in the shark's skin, producing a rich yellow color. Yellow coloration provides young shark pups with camouflage from predators during a period of life when they need it the most. The golden color is a selective advantage for the hammerhead's survival. Our world is more understandable thanks to the work of scientists like Dr. Jose Castro,